Thor begins as a tale of gods, kings, and ancient realms, but at its heart, it is a story about a young man who must lose everything to understand who he truly is. The film opens by showing the grandeur of Asgard, a celestial kingdom built upon golden towers and ancient power. Odin, the Allfather, is known as a wise and respected king who has maintained peace across the 9 realms for centuries. His 2 sons, Thor and Loki, are raised together, but their personalities could not be more different. Thor is bold, brave, and destined to be king, while Loki is cunning, intelligent, and always in Thor's shadow. From the beginning, Odin teaches both sons that a ruler must be wise as well as strong, but Thor grows up believing that battle and victory are the measure of greatness. On the day Thor is to be crowned king, vast halls are filled with warriors and royalty. The people cheer him, proud of the strength he represents. Thor stands before Odin, confident and excited, but his arrogance shows in the way he boasts and smiles with pride. Just when Odin is about to place the crown on Thor's head, alarms echo through the palace. Frost giants have infiltrated the treasure vault in an attempt to steal the casket of ancient winters, a powerful artifact that once belonged to them. Although they are stopped by a massive guardian called the Destroyer, the intrusion shakes the kingdom. Thor's pride is wounded. He sees the attack as a direct challenge to his power. Odin calms him and insists that Asgard will deal with the matter wisely, but Thor's fury blinds him. Believing himself to be invincible, Thor demands retaliation. Odin refuses, reminding him that kings must seek peace, not war. Thor feels humiliated and decides to act anyway. With Loki's persuasion playing in the background, subtle words that feed Thor's anger, Thor gathers his loyal companions, the Warriors 3 and Lady Sif. They travel secretly to Jotunheim using the Bifrost Bridge, disobeying Odin's orders. Upon arriving in Jotunheim, they confront the frost giants. Thor's arrogance leads him to provoke them, and a powerful fight erupts. Thor shows incredible strength, defeating many frost giants with ease, his hammer swinging fiercely. But as the battle grows, the frost giants begin to overpower the group, and they face near death. At the last moment, Odin appears and rescues them. But instead of praising Thor, he is heartbroken and furious. Thor's actions have nearly started a war. In Asgard's throne room, Odin expresses deep disappointment. The prince who should lead with wisdom has acted like a reckless child. In a moment of painful discipline, Odin strips Thor of his armor and power. He speaks with sorrow, not anger, because he wanted his son to learn responsibility. Odin casts Thor out of Asgard to earth. As Mjölnir flies into the sky behind him, Odin whispers that only one who is worthy will be able to lift it again. Thor lands in the desert, no longer a god but a mere human. He is bruised, confused, and powerless. This is where he meets Jane Foster, a passionate astrophysicist chasing cosmic anomalies. She, Darcy, and Dr. Eric Selvig accidentally hit Thor with their van, and from the moment they meet, Jane feels something different about him, something ancient and mysterious. Thor's behavior is strange to them. He talks about realms, warriors, and kings. He claims he is the god of thunder, which makes him seem delusional to humans. But Jane is not just intrigued, she feels a growing connection to him. She senses truth and sincerity in his eyes, even if his words sound impossible. Meanwhile, the hammer Mjölnir lands in another part of the desert, embedded deeply into the ground. People gather, trying to lift it, but no one succeeds. The government organization SHIELD, led by Agent Coulson, steps in and seals off the entire area. Back in Asgard, Loki is troubled by a discovery he made during the Jotunheim battle. He was able to touch a frost giant without harm. Conflicted, he confronts Odin, who reveals the truth. Loki is not an Asgardian by birth. He is the son of Loki, the frost giant king, adopted by Odin as an infant. Odin had hoped Loki would one day help unite the realms. This truth breaks Loki's heart. He feels betrayed, abandoned, and unwanted. His entire identity shatters, and the jealousy he always felt toward Thor grows into something darker and more vengeful. With Odin collapsing into the deep Odin's Leap, Loki becomes the acting king. He uses his new position to manipulate events, pretending to seek peace while secretly planning to destroy Jotunheim completely. On Earth, Thor attempts to reclaim his hammer by infiltrating the SHIELD facility. He fights bravely, but when he reaches Mjölnir and tries to lift it, it does not move. This moment breaks him more deeply than anything before. He falls to his knees, realizing he is no longer worthy. When he is taken away, he is no longer the proud prince, he is a defeated man forced to face his flaws. Jane, Eric, and Darcy rescue him, and Thor begins a new chapter of humility. He starts helping them, cooking meals, cleaning up, learning human customs, and showing a gentle side he never revealed in Asgard. His bond with Jane deepens as she teaches him about the human world, and he teaches her about the stars and realms far beyond Earth. She sees not just a warrior but a person with a kind heart. Thor, who once desired only glory, now finds meaning in compassion and love. But Loki does not intend to let Thor return. In an act of cold determination, he sends the destroyer to Earth, its glowing furnace-like face burning with deadly power. When the destroyer begins destroying everything in its path, Thor realizes that innocent people will die unless he intervenes. He confronts the destroyer and speaks directly to Loki through it, begging for mercy on behalf of the humans. Thor offers his life willingly, choosing sacrifice over pride. The destroyer strikes him down, and Thor dies in Jane's arms. This act of pure selflessness finally proves his worth. Mjölnir trembles, lifts from the ground, and flies across the sky back to Thor. Lightning surges, and Thor rises reborn, his armor restored, his power returned. He defeats the destroyer with ease, then promises Jane he will return. Thor returns to Asgard where he finds Loki's plan in motion. Loki intends to let the frost giants enter Asgard so he can kill their king, Loki, and appear as a hero. After eliminating Loki, Loki attempts to destroy Jotunheim entirely using the Bifrost Bridge. Thor confronts him, and the brothers engage in an emotional and devastating battle. Loki fights not only with weapons but with the pain of feeling unloved. Thor pleads for him to stop, but Loki refuses, believing this is the only way Odin will finally accept him. With no other choice, Thor destroys the Bifrost Bridge, ending the path between the worlds. This sacrifices his only way back to Jane. Loki clings to the edge, Odin appears and grabs them both, but Loki, heartbroken by Odin's disappointment, lets go and falls into the void. Asgard mourns the loss of Loki, and Thor reflects on how much he has changed. He tells Odin he is not ready to be king, showing the maturity he once lacked. Though he longs for Jane, he knows his duty is to protect the realms. On Earth, Jane continues working on her research, determined to find a way to bring Thor back to her. The story closes with Thor standing at the edge of Asgard, gazing into the broken remains of the Bifrost, knowing that love, sacrifice, and humility have transformed him into a true hero, and that one day, he and Jane will meet again.